I asked about Julius Randle. I want to know, what do you guys do? Do you re-sign Julius Randle? Do you trade him? And if you trade him, what do you trade him for? Do you trade him for somebody like Paul George? Do you trade him for bench pieces?
No,
you guys talk to me. I want to hear from everybody.
You have to move him, but these dudes up here acting like, hold on, y'all acting like OG is better than Paul George. I don't know what type of reefer y'all.
I am acting like OG.
No.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
No.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yes, I am.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
100%. Yes, no.
I don't know what type of draws this man is on. This man just said he think OG.
You can give me. Hey, I'll tell you all the players on the Knicks I'll take over Paul George. Just on the Knicks alone, Swiper.
Go with it.
On the Knicks alone, obviously, Jalen Brunson.
I agree.
On the Knicks alone, I can name 4 or 5 players.
Name them. Name them.
Starting 5. That's you gonna name.
Jalen Brunson, OG, Julius, Mitch, Josh
Julius
Hart,
Randle over Paul George.
Julius Randle 10 days out of 9.
That's a lie.
Give me.
Oh no, Ox likes Julius Randle.
Give me Josh Hart. What's that, 6? I damn near want to say give me Dante DiVincenzo too. Give me Dante. I'll take Dante DiVincenzo
over Paul George.
Dante and PG play the same level of defense, if you ask me.
What?
But no, Julius Randle is an even worse dropper than Paul George, though. So, like, I don't understand that.
Y'all say anything.
Man, what has PG shown you in the past 4 years, Swiper, that got you thinking he's still?
What has Julius Randle shown you? That's my only question. I'm being honest. What has he shown you?
First of all,
I'm not sure about Dante.
Why are we talking about the Knicks offseason plans when they're still in the playoffs?
We still got to.
This team is up 2-0 in the second round. We talk about what in the offseason.
I wanted to talk about this.
Morris, the reason why we're talking about it is because they're doing this without Julius Randle.
Right.
So now it's like, obviously, when you're succeeding without a guy, is it like, do you bring him back or do you run it back without?
Can't we talk about that when they're actually out of the playoffs instead of talking about where they need to, should they re-sign OG and then should they trade Julius Randle? Like, they're up 2-0 in the second round and we're talking about what they should do in July. Like,
well, the reason why, Mars, the reason why we're doing this
for everybody, Mars,
the reason why we're doing this is because we're looking at the New York Knicks and how they can win the NBA championship. They're not going to win the NBA championship this year. That's not going to happen. They're probably going to. No, they're not. They're not going to win.
We don't know that.
I tell you what, I don't know it with 100% certainty, but I am very confident in saying
Jill is willing to bet you your life savings.
That's fine, but while they're still in the
playoffs,
I don't get why we're talking about next season while they're still in the postseason right now.
Mars, because they need to start worrying about next season. I hate to say it, but
I think that's crazy. But
all right, so time out. Y'all just said that OG Anunoby has a hamstring injury and it can be serious. More than likely, it's serious. And when they face the inevitable, which is coming next series, if they get to next series, because they still got to go back to Nap Town. But let's just say that they make it out of this series and they get to the Celtics without OG. With OG, it's a tall task. Without OG, I was hearing that they might as well not even show up. So if that's the case, it's time to start looking at next.
So let's cross that bridge when the time comes. But even with Paul George has the same injury concerns we are having with Randle and OG, and he's going to demand more money than both of them. So, the reason he hasn't agreed with the Clippers yet is because he wants a max extension. So he wants a max extension, the most he can get. That's what he wants.
What's the most Paul George can get, Mars?
So at this point,
what is the max at this point?
Yeah, I'm hold on. Because Kawhi got a $150 million extension.
$290 million.
Yeah, but Kawhi's extension is like 3 years. Paul George wants a max extension.
Well, he's 34 years old, Mars. They're not going 5 years with him. They're not.
That's why he hasn't agreed with the Clippers.
But
and nobody else is doing that neither. Nobody else
is going to go wherever offers him.
I disagree with that, Chilton. I think Orlando might do that.
5 years.
Stop saying Orlando. Ticket, you got to stop saying Orlando. They're in a good situation. They're not blowing.
No. I'm telling you, the teams I think that would actually do it. I think Orlando would do it.
They got money.
No, they would not. They got 2 wings already.
No, I'm saying no, but I still think they would do it. I think
they would not do it because they have Franz and they have Suggs and they have Paulo. They're not blowing that up.
I think Philly would do it.
Y'all tripping if y'all think Orlando would go back.
Philly's the team that will probably do it because Philly
would do it.
Slot.
They would do it. They would have Embiid and Paul George, and that would be their championship core.
And Tyrese.
So that's what they would do.
They won't hit the second round.
Probably, but Philly don't have to give up anything because they have a max slot.
Right, they have a huge
Tobias is gone. The Knicks are going to have to get rid of people to bring in Paul George who has injury concerns and is going to be making the most money on the team at 34. It just doesn't make sense for the Knicks. So I don't know.
And on top of what you're saying, Miles, with Philly, they're also going to lose Buddy Hield too in free agency.
It does make sense to me. It does make sense to me with the Knicks because as much as we say bad about Paul George, he gives Jalen Brunson another guy that teams have to pay attention to on that level that can break down the defense outside of, because he's the only dude on that team that really can go get his own bucket and break down.
Respect Dante Heavin Chinzo.
But he's shooting three. But he's getting it off kicks.
He's getting to the rim. He been catching people off the bounce too.
Ticket is talking about that. Ticket is talking about the action where you would get the ball to Paul George and actually go.
You give the ball to Paul. You give it to the whole George to get a bucket. You don't do that.
He's not the type of dude that if you bottle up Jalen Brunson, I'm giving Dante the ball, telling everybody get out the way. He can go get a bucket. He's not
Dante got some. He got some bink to his game. It ain't like no Jalen Brunson. He got a little bit of pink.
But still, he ain't Paul George. Paul George is the dude that's able to break the defense down and go get you a bucket. And listen,
who are you starting him over though?
Paul George?
Yeah, who are you starting him over on the lineup?
Paul George.
Well, he's saying he would take Randle's spot. He's just saying just swap out Randle.
So it would be
No. I'm saying I would get off of OG and bring in Paul George.
Yeah, no man.
I just don't.
Julius Randle and Paul George on the same.
Hold on. Me personally, I think if you could work out a sign and trade.
Wait, why do you take
with the hold on?
I'm sorry, keep going.
I would do that if I was the Clippers. That would help both teams, in my opinion. Now, the only thing that hurt with the Clippers is that he'll be another one over there with that weak knee Kawhi Leonard, another injury prone player. But hey, Paul George is that too. But I think he helps the Clippers more into what they want to do, and I think Paul George can help the Knicks. Give them a second option to Julius.
What if the Knicks just say that we're going to go hunting? We're going big fish hunting, and they get to go. They have a max slot too if they want, like a max. They have enough pieces for a.
They can manufacture.
There is one move the Knicks could make.
They don't have one max slot. They got two.
There is one move the Knicks could make that I don't think that your team would make though. I don't know if they would do it or not. If you would package up OG and and go get Michael Porter Jr.
No, I'm not. Oh my God, Ticket.
Since he like OG that much. Since he like OGs that much, why don't you package up OG?
So keep going, Ticket. I'm sorry.
How much is Michael Porter Jr. making right now? 100 and what?
No, not 100. He
maxed out.
He's maxed out.
It's 100. It's on one. I want to say 178, but I'm not.
Well, it can go up to that, but
yeah,
he's playing great.
Y'all like OG so much.
Well,
he's great, but I'm not taking But Porter, never mind. That's not the trade. But anyway, go ahead, Joe. You've been trying to talk for a minute.
3-point shooting. You talked about his playmaking defensively. He does that better than Michael Porter Jr. He's a better defender. You said he's a solid spot up shooter.
I feel like what we're doing here is we're going with, and I don't want to disrespect any of you dudes, but I feel like we got this 2K logic, like with what Ox said about Paul George being better than OG. He's not better than OG in what they're doing with the Knicks. OG fits better with them. OG works better with that crew. He's not a better player than Paul George. No, I'm not saying that. But he works better. I've always given you the logic of Adrian Dantley. Mark Aguirre was not a better player than Adrian Dantley. He was better for the bad boys than what Adrian Dantley was.
I think you're going to take that back. I think you're going to take that back against the Celtics because against Boston, the one thing I'm going to tell you, Jalen Brunson is going to need another guy that can break down the defense on his own. It ain't going to, because what Boston's going to do is they're going to try to eliminate. They're going to try and do what Philly was doing the first 2 or 3 games against them, with Jalen Brunson. And so you're going to need another guy who can break down the defense and actually get buckets.
Right. Who's going to be the best player in that series, Joe? Ticket. Who's going to be the best player in that series, Ticket?
In the Boston Celtics series? You know what? I'm telling you the truth who I think it's going to be.
Wait.
I think it's going to be Jalen. And here's the reason why. Here's why I say that. And I'm not a big fan of Boston or Jaylen Brown, these guys, because I think that Boston, they're going to focus all their attention on Xing out Jalen Brunson, and they're going to make those other guys see. This is what all the other teams should be doing with the Knicks. Everybody, I would throw the kitchen sink at Jalen Brunson and make everybody else beat me. Look what happened.
They've been doing that.
Nick Nurse did that and found himself down 2-0.
Did they not blitz Jalen Brunson last night, Mars? I'm gonna make.
Oh sure they were game, and it's. I mean, bro, it ain't even no. If you can somehow force Jalen Brunson into a struggle, send bodies at him and make him.
But didn't at the end of game 6 when Jalen was hitting all them dumb shots versus the 76er that came against extremely contested coverage multiple times.
Nothing was wide.
Multiple times. And then he would snake through when they would try to trap him, wouldn't let him trap him, and then he would get you on the backside, and then he would just go up on Batum and
Which
get to
team
the
was
line.
better defensively though, Swiper? The Celtics.
Bro, respect to you. Respect to you.
I'm sorry.
Donovan Mitchell and them ain't healthy right now. Respect to you. Respect.
No, I'm saying, but I know. I'm asking you which team.
Boston's defense is still really good, though.
I know it's good. It's good. But I'm saying, if you asking me this Knicks team, if OG's healthy versus Boston, they both gonna be really good. They're both gonna be elite. Both of them.